When I was at primary school, I met this young guy. We were all young then. This particular guy was unconfident, lacked self-worth, always doubted himself, because I got to know this guy pretty well. Couldn't look people in the eye, which is a key part of being confident. And this young man found it really difficult to accept praise, which is interesting as well. This same guy went to my high school, Adelaide Tech, out at Glenunga. And I got to know him even better. And I remember him well. He didn't have a girlfriend. Not that that particularly worried me, but that was okay. This guy didn't have any worthy goals. Now, I know he's still young, but nonetheless, he really didn't know where he was going. He had no idea. And more importantly, he wasn't interested. He just wanted to go from day to day. He was a victim. Now, who knows what that means? Put your hand up if you know what it means if you're a victim. Okay. In other words, it was always someone else's fault. He never ever took responsibility for anything that happened in his life. This guy didn't want to take any responsibility at all. And I knew this guy really well. I got to know him even better. Interestingly, I met this guy after he left school, and he was exactly the same. He was carrying those same traits around him. Now, this guy was 17, 18 years of age, so I knew him from about 6. So I knew him for 12 years. Nothing changed, nothing at all. The traits that I've mentioned are debilitating, they're dangerous, they're destructive, and they weigh you down. They drag you down. They hunch your shoulders. When you're talking to people, you don't talk with authority because you've got all of this baggage and all of this luggage either in your life or on your shoulders. Now, this is the interesting part of this little story that I have to tell you. One morning when I was getting ready for work, I was working on Glen Osmond Road. I was about 22 at that stage, and I was working in a factory on Glen Osmond Road, which is no longer here, just outside of town. When I was getting ready for work, I was doing my hair and doing my teeth. I looked into the mirror and I saw that guy. You see, that young boy was actually me. That was me. I was that guy who was unconfident. I was the guy who lacked self-worth. I was the guy that always doubted myself. I was the guy that couldn't look people in the eye. I couldn't stand still like this when I was talking to someone. I had to be shifting around because I didn't really have the confidence to be in their presence. I found it hard to accept praise. So when someone said to me, gee, you really did well today with that particular project, I'd say, oh, yeah, thanks. I don't really feel comfortable about that. I didn't think I did that well. And that's a sign of being an unconfident person. I didn't have any worthy goals. Sure, I had a job, but, Mum and Dad had something to do with that because I was still living at home. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I'd become a victim, and I mentioned that earlier. I'd become a person who wasn't willing to take responsibility for the things that were going on in my life, the negative things that were going on in my life. I wanted to blame someone else, some other situation. That guy was me. And what a pain in the butt it was. Now, that's the bad news. But there is a major upside to this. And the upside is that I decided to do something about it.